Hello everyone, I welcome you all back once again to my channel. As you all know me, I'm Mr. Rodney from Platinum Mix. Today we're going to be talking about something exciting, something that is taking over the industry. I'm going to be talking about sample loops and sample packs. But before I go on like you, I'll always urge you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification button, like my videos, and equally share them. This will help me to be putting out more videos. Thank you. So like I said about sample packs, I saw this video of Timbaland the other day, the video Timbaland posted. Like he's been using sample, he's been doing sample, using sample all along, and he's been using it creatively. Very in a very creative way. That when you hear the original sound, you may not know that is the source of the sound. And lately, I've been involved into mixing a lot of songs, and I found out I have seen the way some of the new producers how they use these samples, which is not really bad, but I think it can be used in a more creative way, in a way that even the person who released these samples, when they hear it, they will know that this person knows what he's doing. They will be enthralled. They will like what you're doing, and you can do it. You know, when you're using sample, you're supposed to be using the samples in your own way, in the sense that you creatively use this sample. Not that the sample will be guiding you, but you will take these samples, twist them, make them more exciting, become creative about it. So I have seen a lot of people use these samples. You know, like when we started out in Afrobeat, we were only using one shot. We weren't using much of the sample loops and all that. But these days, things are rapidly changing. We're having a lot of producers release. We're having a lot of producers release sample packs. Sometimes you see the melody. You will see. As a matter of fact, sometimes it does. I've seen a lot of sample packs where it seems they just released a stem to a whole instrumentals. And some producers, when I see they do is this: they will simply drag the sample part, the loops into their DAW, and boom, they have their instrumentals. They simply go there. When you hear of the first music, it sounds like the other one. You hear the other one, it sounds like the other one. You hear the other one, it sounds like the other. And I don't think this is the way to go about sample packs. When you're using a sample loops, you ought to twist it, put some twist into it. Try to make it you should not allow these samples to be the one detecting your direction, the end product of your music. It should be you putting some twist into these samples and make them sound like your own, make them kind of original. Even so sometimes that even the person who had released these samples may not know that it is the same samples they released that you are using. So today I'm going to be doing a little demonstration, like some kind of guide to show you how you can manipulate these samples and use them, and the best way to use them so that when someone hears them, the person knows that you are doing. Of course, why are we producers? Well, you are producers and beat makers, that in the sense that all you are supposed to do is just put some touch into it that shows that this person is a producer. You're not a dummy that will simply regurgitate what has been done. I see it a lot. Like when you see them, when you see this instrumental, you know that this person simply dragged the loops into the DAW, drag the melody into the DAW, drag the whatever it is there into the DAW. So hang around with me, and I'll show you how you can creatively use these loops, how you can creatively use these samples, put some touch and twist into it. So let's go into the DAW. So I'm going to be using Studio One for this demonstration, but of course it works for any DAW, Pro Tools, Cubase, whatever you have. But I'm going to be using Studio One for this demonstration, and I will show you step by step how I do it. I might not be able to finish the entire beat here because of time, but I just want to show you what I meant when I said put some twists and turns into your sample loops. So I have some samples in my DAW, in my DAW here, in my system here, that I'm going to bring out, and I show you how you can manipulate them, how you can put some touches into them, how you can make them so that when someone hears your music, it is originally yours. Because when you just simply drag and drop, Mr. A is doing the same, Mr. B is doing the same, and then there's no just like Burna Boy said, there's no substance into the music you're releasing. There's no feel about it. It's just going to wash out like that. So let's go into my DAW. Like I said earlier, I am using Studio One for this demonstration. It works for every DAW, it works for FA, whatever DAW your DAW you're using, you are still to go. But most important thing is you understand, have the idea of what I mean when I said put twists and turns. So we're here in Studio One now. I already have the loop here. I already have the loop and some of the loops that I need here, but I will go back and show you how I got it started and how you can do it. Here are my library in Studio One. Here are my library in like you have in FL or whatever. That I have my library here, and I have some loops here. So here are the loops here. So I just okay. So remember, in my own, me as a producer, I know how to play. I can play this since I can get my own melody. But in case you don't play instrument, or maybe I'm going through beat block that I can hardly figure out a melody, or maybe I just wanted to try some loops, or maybe I hear a loop or a melody that I like, and I feel like I can use this loop. Or maybe I just wanted to use the loop as my melody, you understand? So what I'll do is I already have this loop here, and I think I like the sound. I think I like how it sounds. So what I'll do now, if you hear it, I like the sound, but there are some elements that are, some things about the loop that I don't like. There are things I don't like about them that I need to deal with. When you hear it, here is a loop. Sorry. So I play the complete loop now. So here is the complete loop. So there are some things I don't like about the loop here. I just needed the melody. It has a lot of low ends, which might be clashing with my bass if I have bass in this. I don't want the low ends. I just want the loops. I just want the melody. That's all I want. So what I'll do now, because I already have this, so what I'll do now is this. I'll like it. I'll put an EQ here. I wouldn't just have to drag and drop the loop into my DAW and start making. I'll put an EQ over it and cut out some. I already did that. So I'll cut out some of the low end and some of the highs. So here, what I need is just the melody. So I do some, I think there's this something about the top end that I don't like. So I'll do some, so there's this thing about the top end that I don't like. So I'll cut out the top end as well. And there is some resonance here, which I don't like also. So I will try to notch them out. So I already did that here. So as you can see now, I've already started manipulating the loop now. Next thing I will want to do to this loop is this. Maybe I will check the key which is it is on that is on that or the key of the loop. Yeah, the tempo is 100. I think I like that. I will go with the tempo. But should say I don't like the tempo. I can the BPM. I can change it from like in I can change it from here because it already has the BPM. The BPM is originally in 100. But if it's not, I don't like if I want it. If it doesn't have it, if the BPM is not written on it, and I just like there are several ways that I can check the BPM. I can check it online. There are some other tools that you can check. I think some does have BPM detector, but this one was exported with the BPM, so there's no need me trying to change it. But if after I have done the music and I want to start writing and I feel like, oh, it is slow or it is fast for me, I can equally change that. So here it is. And I like the key too. But if I don't like the key the key of the loop, I can equally change it here. I have here is it has where you can transpose it here. I think it's like this on Cubase too. If you cannot, there are some other pitch manipulation plugins that you can use to change the key if you don't want the key, if you don't like the key of the song. For now, I have to go on with the key of it. Then again, because of the manipulations that I have done, because of the how I cut the low end off and the top end, I think is a little. There is this way that is actually sounding that I'm not a little. I'm comfortable with it. I can also use some saturation plugin or distortion plugin to see how well to see how I can see if he can if he can soften it a little. Talking about some of the manipulations it depends on the kind of music that you want to create with it, the kind of instrumental. If you're going to create Afrobeat instrumental or pop instrumental or even a piano instrumental, it depends on. So how you like, I have cut the top end and the low end down. I think it's making it a little I don't know. He puts it on the edge, like he makes it sound a little edgy. So I'll have to do some other things to add some other things to make it more relaxed. Like I can use saturation plugin. I can use the saturation like I already did here. So I just use the saturation plugin to soften it a little. So I want you to listen to the before now. So it's subtle, but it makes it more relaxed and open. Why I'm doing this, I'm going to be using this to try to do some a little kind of Afrobeat and on my piano, because the shaker that is coming after it is on my piano. Matter of fact, I just wanted to do a little. It's going to be a little sound of my piano and between my piano and Afrobeat. So now I have to. I will also add a little reverb. It has a reverb already, but after this, I will still add some reverb to make it, my piano is going. My piano is like some kind of house instrumental. So I'm going to add a little of reverb into it to sink it in more, to talk it more in and make it move away from my face a little. So I've added the reverb. When I have other elements of the instrumental come around, I will see if the reverb works or if it actually matches the entire project, or if I will have to do some adjustment to it, or if I'll have to add more, or maybe do some subtraction from it. So now there's another thing I need to mention. There have been cases where the loop, maybe possibly it's the melody that I would want the melody to come once or even come twice, but this one is just a 4-bar loop, which I think it's okay. I really do not need to do some much adjustment to it. There are instances where I'll use Melodyne to do to move it to another key, to turn it. There are instances when I will need to use maybe another instrument to support it. But this why I'm doing this is not just for people who play instruments, or it's for beat makers who do not play instruments. So I will not need to start playing with instruments with the keyboard. So I'm going to meet the plugins now for you to see where we arrive from. The next I will do is I will have to look for get another sample loop here. This one is going to be I'm going to go for a shaker now, I'm a piano shaker. I have a piano shaker in my library here, so I have to go for a piano shaker and add it. Maybe I will do some manipulations, maybe I will not, maybe I will just drag it but for the instance of this video is to show you how you can simply manipulate and put some touches into the your sample loops, so that you can make them your own, and not them spelling, not them giving you destination. It's you now deciding where you want to go with your sample loops. So I have a shaker here. I have this shaker here. So I'll play it, and you hear what it is in it, how the original shaker, and you see how I want to do the manipulations, how I want to make it suit the project what I'm trying to do. So I have this shaker loop here, and I really like the smooth top and the smooth. It will really give that smooth vibe. Like when you're listening to, you're just nodding your head to the shaker, the smooth vibe about it. But it has these percussions that is in it as well, and I don't like that percussion because it's actually taking me away from where I want to go with this shaker. There are several ways I can do this. I can use isotope RX and try to remove that. I can use a spectral editor, that like RX isotope RX, to remove that frequency, those percussions. I can equally use EQ to do it. So first of all, I'm going to try the EQ now, to use EQ and do some subtraction of those frequencies and see how it works. Then if it does not work, I'll have to go to isotope RX and equally try that and see. Wow. But this is for the sake of this video. I have equally done some of these things before, but just let's watch and see how it's going to be, if it's actually possible or if it is not. So I have the shaker here, and the BPM also is 109. Now, one interesting about Studio One is this: if the instrument does not have its own the BPM, like you don't know the BPM and it's not exported with it, what you would do is this: you can actually look for the BPM of that instrument, that loop, and add it within Studio One. Rather than in some DAWs, what it does is this: when you add the instrument, you have to you have to use a third party plugin to change the BPM. So as I already have here, like I said earlier, here is my library here. So here is what I have. Okay, I think I dragged it from elsewhere into my DAW. Sorry about that. So what now? I already have it placed here. I will have to use EQ now. So I put Fat Filter Pro Q here. So if you look at the analyzer, you will see those instruments now, those percussions that is coming into it. So I have to, okay, maybe I'll use minus 24 octave. Yeah, I like it. I think maybe I'll have to use put some wall, 30 dB per octave. Yeah. I think I'm there. It's still preserving the body of the shaker. It's not taking, while he's removing the percussions, he's still preserving the body of the shaker. So as you can see now, I already have it here. Now I can go on and add whatever instrument that I want to add to this. I will need to, let me see, maybe, okay, let me play the kick now. After playing the kick, I can, after playing the kick, I will go on and see what else to add to this. So like I said, I didn't have to go through the whole process of making the beat, but I just wanted to let you understand that when you were making this beat, like I watched that, like I mentioned earlier about Timbaland, I watched how he manipulated all of the samples that he used. Like at some point you will listen and you will not know that these were actually the original. So I hope you have understood like what I mean and how you can be able to do these things. You do not need to just drag them and drop them into your DAW and that is it, boom. You are not, then that means you're not a beat maker, you're not this. If not that these samples weren't licensed, you are not the original maker. You do not need to just drag these sample loops into your DAW and boom, there goes it. That means you're not a producer, you're not a beat maker. You need to make this and be yours and make it be original. Like when you hear it, when someone hears it, they will know that this person knows what they are doing. Like, so now I have made the beat is already complete. I'm sorry I didn't have to go through the whole process of making it, but it's just for you to understand so that when you are doing your own, you will have to think beyond just dragging them and drop them into your DAW. You have to make them your own. I was listening to this beat. Somebody sent me this job to help them mix it. When I saw it, I noticed there were loops. So, but then I've not heard this sample. And at some point, another day, somebody sent me another one again, and I found out that these things were just the same thing. They simply did this and dragged, and they told me they are producers. So now I have to open up the entire where I have arrived with the samples and show you what I have made of them. So I just hope you have learned something today, and I just hope you have you already have the knowledge of how it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to be like. So let's go into the DAW once again, and so you can listen. So here is the melody that I used here, that I heard and I loved it, and I used it. I had to cut off the low end and the top end and the high mid, somewhere high mid that is around 3K. It was a little harsh, so I had to actually take care of those. Then I used another shaker which I have in my library. I had to cut off it has some percussions in them, some percussions that are somewhere around mid frequencies. So I had to do this. I just needed the softness of the percussion. You know, it's on a piano song, so I just needed the softness of the percussion. So I added another melody that will accompany this main melody. Then I added key. Now let me tell you something. As I was making the beat, I felt it was a little slow. I had to increase the tempo of the song to 110 now. Not originally, the main melody originally was at 100, so I had to increase it. So let me start the beat from the beginning. Let me start it afresh so that you can listen to the entire instrument and see where we have arrived with it. there you have it with the sample pack and loop tutorial. I hope you have seen it, and so go on and make your own beat. Try so many things, go above and beyond. Just do so many, take your time and twist it and let you be the leader. Do not let the loop to be the one spelling out where you are going. Just use it, take it as an instrument and manipulate it the best way you can in your own. I didn't have to go through, but I just wanted you to understand what you need to do with these things and why they are out there for you. So that is it for it today. Please do subscribe to my channel, as I will always have this kind of videos coming your way every now and then. Share my videos, turn on the notification buttons to have you updated whenever we drop our new one. Thank you very much. I still remain Mr. Rodney from Platinum Mix. See you next time.